The economic fallout of the COVID-19 pandemic has upended life for many Americans. About 1 in 4 adults have had trouble paying their bills since the onset of the pandemic, and a third have dipped into their savings or retirement accounts to stay financially afloat. But perhaps the most shocking number, the pandemic has forced tens of millions to file for unemployment. The personal cost of losing one's job is not hard to imagine. Lost wages inevitably lead to a slide in income, the ability to save money, and an overall loss in job skills, depending on your career and how long you're out of work. But unemployment also impacts the economy. It has a direct effect on U.S. gross domestic product. Generally, when more people are at work, GDP will increase because worker output is higher. The unemployment rate has fluctuated quite a bit. After peaking at 14.7% in the beginning of the pandemic, the unemployment rate fell to 6.7% in December. The U.S. reported 140,000 job losses for the first time in 8 months as the country saw a resurgence in coronavirus cases. There's also another cost of unemployment to the economy, namely unemployment benefits that are funded by the country's national checkbook. Unemployment benefits first started in 1935 during the Great Depression as part of President Franklin D. Roosevelt's New Deal.
On August 14, 1935, the National Social Security Act became law. In it, there was included a provision for federal-state cooperation in unemployment compensation.
The Social Security Act of 1935 ensured that Americans would not fall deeper into poverty, in addition to providing economic stimulus to lessen the severity of future recessions. More recently, a host of safety net programs were initiated by state and federal governments to provide benefits to jobless individuals at the beginning of the COVID-19 pandemic. The most notable was the Coronavirus Aid, Relief, and Economic Security Act, better known as the CARES Act, which turned out to be a $2 trillion economic relief package. As of December, more than $130 billion had been paid out in unemployment benefits since March of 2020. So, who's actually paying for this? Unemployment insurance programs are jointly funded by federal and state employer payroll taxes. The federal unemployment tax typically has a standard rate, but the tax rate for states can vary and is updated every year. The unprecedented surge in jobless claims has drained many states' unemployment trust funds. 22 states have had to borrow money from the U.S. Treasury Department to pay out benefits. But those loans do come with a time limit. States have 2 to 3 years to pay back the loan, or taxes on employers automatically increase until the debt is paid off. In the final days of 2020, Congress agreed on a $900 billion stimulus package that would extend benefits for 2 key unemployment programs. And with nearly 11 million Americans still out of work, unemployment will continue to be a financial lifeline as this health and economic crisis drags on.